Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, today is a very important and interesting day. Today we've got the Fed interest rate decision. Yeah, it will be late today for many of us. For some, it will be middle of the day, depending on where you live, of course. The decision is going to be important because they don't only talk about the interest rates, they also will talk about their economic projection, which might hint at further plans to increase or maybe at some point reduce the interest rate. So there will be probably quite a bit of volatility. I will try to do a live stream later today. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do one. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Before we start, I was recently invited to the Pragmatic Investor podcast. Did highlight it yesterday already on the in the Ethereum video, now in the Bitcoin video, and then that's it. But anybody who wants to listen to an hour of conversation about Elliott Wave and crypto, check out James's channel. He's got quite a decent followership on seekingalpha.com, and he recently started his YouTube channel as well. I will put a link to the podcast, it's the latest one, to the video description, so check it out if you like to. Might be worth listening to while driving or while doing something else. So, okay, so I had a few some people asked me a question about, okay, there's likely going to be a no interest rate increase. Okay, so is that going to be bullish? Well, see, it's not that easy because this is the FedWatch tool. So the FedWatch tool is already forecasting with a 99% probability no interest rate increase. There's likely not going to be much bullishness as a result of the interest rates staying the same, okay? Because it's already priced in. It's already expected. If something is that clear, it's likely already priced in. What is going to move markets in unexpected ways would be any surprises. So for example, what they're not going to do, but they could say, okay, we're going to reduce interest rates today. This is what they're not going to do, all right? But that would be bullish. They're going to increase them. That could be short-term bearish, yeah? But then always bear in mind that really the interest rates don't really have a long-term impact on crypto. Or at least nothing that you immediately can see where you can say, okay, they do this and the market does that, right? If they were really negatively correlated, you couldn't have seen that Bitcoin was doubling its price in an interest rate increasing environment, okay? So just bear that in mind. So there isn't really that correlation, but nevertheless, we should see some short-term volatility today. But I think the situation is at least fairly clear. Most people and also the market expects no interest rate increase. So it's not bullish or bearish because it's already expected. Anything that goes beyond expectations. And also is going to be in their notes anything about economic projections, opinions that can lead to some volatility, and Jerome Powell's speech, even though he's probably not going to talk about something new. Yeah, so that's as far as interest rates go. Nevertheless, we'll do a live stream because there's always a lot of interest. So I will put that onto the channel. So just check later, just check an hour before the interest rate decision will be made. Here on this channel, you will find it in the live stream section, and it will probably start half an hour before the interest rate decision is going to be made. Okay, so let's go talk about Bitcoin. The market hasn't really moved since yesterday. It's what I thought in the last video. We might not see much movement until we've got the decision. Yeah, let's see. It will be interesting. Certainly the market, something is brewing there. Something is brewing. I mean, we're at a very interesting spot. I tried to explain that in my last video. A lot of altcoins could start to move to the upside. Bitcoin, see, it's very easy to say. So it's very simple. So Bitcoin is just below key resistance, okay? So it either fails here or it will take the wide wave count. We're very close to an invalidation point, basically. So as long as Bitcoin is below 27,480, I'm leaning to the downside. I'm leaning to the yellow wave count. There is this price range between 27,480 and 28,200 where I think we've got like 50% probability on both, roughly, yeah, 50-50, because the yellow count isn't invalidated yet, but the white wave count is also not confirmed. So I really need to see all 5 waves in the white wave count in order to highlight that, yeah, we've got 5 waves up. Then we can work with that and add a support area for the pullback. The white wave count is the bullish wave count. It would be a wave 1, the first 5 waves up, and the 3 waves down would be a wave 2, and they would also give us a trade setup for higher. But this is sort of in between space, no man's land, which is annoying, which is why I would prefer another move down here. Didn't want to do that. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, there isn't much to say about this structure here. We're in an ascending wedge. They often do break to the downside, but we have seen them break to the upside, but they often just lead to corrective structures, larger corrective structures. Nevertheless, if they break to the upside, it can be short-term quite bullish. So I will just wait if the white wave count fills in. And until then, as long as we stay below the resistance area, I will focus on the yellow one. So this is absolutely, it has been hopefully helpful, this TA, because the fib levels have been absolutely respected by the price over the recent months. I mean, we had here, this was one of our fib levels, wasn't broken. I think just not even the hourly candle closed above it. We had a bit of a wick above it. Here, the 78.6 fib level, super important. Over the weekend, the 50% fib level. Very choppy price action, and a lot of different structures could evolve out of it. But don't forget the bigger picture, which I showed in yesterday's videos, yeah, which is quite bullish actually, still at the moment. It's just that, yeah, we're bullish on the larger time frame. It's just that on the smaller time frame, we haven't got that confirmed trend reversal yet. So technically, the daily trend, you could say, well, it's not really the daily trend. I would say rather on the 4-hour chart here, the trend is still down, right? And it hasn't even made a higher high, okay? So that's sort of to keep it simple. For simple trend trading, it hasn't even broken above that high, hasn't made a higher high, hasn't made a higher low. So that's what we want to see essentially. We want the white count filled in and the white count, yeah, the pullback as well. And yeah, I think just prepare for a lot of volatility today, prepare for potential invalidations, unexpected movements on a day like that. Yeah, I think the last few times it didn't generate much volatility or too much, but still something interesting. So yeah, bear in mind, a lot of volatility. We'll live stream later today. And also what I found interesting is obviously on the daily chart, let me open the daily chart. We have if I was purely going by the RSI, it's actually starting to look quite bullish. I like to use the daily RSI, especially the oversold region, as basically buy indicator. And that obviously triggered here in end of August, which was again a good signal, right? And then bullish divergence here a few days ago. And now, yeah, it's now in the bullish range. It broke above a trend line as well. So if I was purely going by the RSI, which I'm not, this is pointing towards bullishness. But for me, always the price structure needs to confirm, which doesn't mean that I'm bearish. As I said, on the daily time frame here, absolutely bullish. I just haven't seen, let's say on the 4-hour and hour time frames, enough evidence to say that this is already a valid reversal. It could be, okay? That's why I've got the alternative wave 2 here. It very much will probably depend on this week, what's going to happen this week. It's going to be very interesting. With the analysis, I try to prepare you best for the different scenarios. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you will like the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. There's additional content every single day. And as a channel member, you get access to the weekly live streams every Sunday. Then you get access to Discord and Telegram. The chat groups can be very helpful to discuss certain things with the community. And then in addition to that, as a gold member, you get access to short-term market updates, which can be very helpful on a volatile day, maybe like this. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.